excuse my onesie, but I've got an evening in and I'm going to take advantage of that evening in to make my mince for my mince pies. I've just picked the last of my cooking apples from my garden, so I'm going to chop those up, and to that I'm going to add some molasses sugar, cinnamon, allspice, ginger, almonds, pistachio, raisins, some cherries, some cranberries, the zest and juice of a lemon, and some cider. I'm just going to put it all in a big pan and leave it to simmer for about 30-40 minutes. It all mulches together, and then I'm going to put it into a sterilised jar, stick it in the fridge, ready for when I want to make my mince pies at Christmas. And what's beautiful about this mince is you know exactly what's going in it. Everything I'm using is organic, and there's no suet, there's no fat in it, which I think makes a big difference because I much prefer not to have that cloying fat in my mincemeat. So why not give it a go? Well, this smells amazing because the cinnamon and the allspice and the nutmeg are already in there. So it's the chopped apples, the cider and the spices, and to that I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. So there are some almonds that have been chopped, blanched almonds. I've got some pistachios here. These are pinned pistachios, but you can grind them down if you want to use those pistachios. 100 grams of chopped ginger, which has been crystallised, so it's not just ginger, it's the sweetened one slightly. I'm adding cranberries to my mince, so a couple of 100 grams of those, and some sour cherries are going in as well. Delicious. And finally, I've got raisins and currants going in. And just give that a really good mix. So I'm going to add zest of a lemon. It's really important that you use an organic unwaxed lemon because they taste best. You don't want the waxy taste, and because you're putting the zest in, the peel in, you want to use an organic one so you don't get any of those pesticides and fertilisers on it. So that's that. I'm going to put the juice of the lemon in there as well, like that, just making sure I don't get any pips in. Put that all in. Give it a good stir. Just raise the heat so it's boiling and then bring it down to a simmer and just allow it to mulch and simmer for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to pop these in a sterilised jar, stick them in the fridge or whenever I want to use them at Christmas time. The apples have got really lovely and soft now and cooked down, so I'm going to switch off the heat. And now I'm going to stir in my final 2 ingredients. And the ingredients I've got are, and we've got the sound of music in the background, which is lovely and Christmassy, just if you're wondering what that was. I'm going to add some rose water. This is the best rose water in the whole wide world because my family make it in Cyprus. So I'm unashamedly flashing and advertising them. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of rose water into that. And then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of port. Like that. Stir that in. And then once that's cooled down totally, then I'm going to put it into some sterilised jars and in the fridge, ready to use for Christmas.